Now I think your grip is causing your slice, right? And I want to ask you a question. Is your glove looking like this after 1, possibly 2, 3 weeks of using it? Now I'm going to throw my dad under the bus here. This is my dad's glove just after 3 weeks of using it. He's re-gripping, losing his grip, making weaker ball flights that go off to the right for a right-handed golfer. There's nothing worse. Let's talk about what are the two issues, because I think addressing this, we need to know what's going wrong, and then how do we get the perfect grip to iron out that ball flight, because none of us want to see that big, high, left to right. So we've got to address, why is this the issue? I'm going to throw my dad under the bus, like I say, and this is his glove. Does this look like you? Get in those comments, how often are you buying a golf glove because of this hole? Now if this is happening, we're obviously losing our grip on the golf club. The club is moving. Now if the club is moving, the club face is more likely going to be weaker, we have less control, and when we add more power with driver, these things are just going to get worse. So how this video is going to work is really nice and simple. We're going to talk through 2 big gripping mistakes of why this sort of re-gripping area is happening, and then as we go through this video, we're going to talk about how do you grip it better to stop that weak high right, have much more control, deliver more power, and enjoy your golf much more. Oh, and by the way, save yourself some dollar bills, because you're going through some gloves if that's happening, right? Not only go through some gloves, but you're losing some golf balls as well. No more of that. Let's get into today's video where we talk about 2 of the mistakes to start us off. So what we have to talk about here is scenario number 1. That golf club in your palm like this. Now even if this is great for you, even if you think your grips, you know what, that's all right, that I'm not too bothered, I think I'm okay on this, well surely grip has got to be one of the most important parts of our golf swing, because it's our only point of contact on the golf club. So what I want you to do is, even if you think you're a great player and your grip's fine and you're watching the content daily, well thank you for watching, but just run through this with me. It's just a great way of just reminding yourself, what are we looking for? So put that club in your palm. What I mean by your palm is running it through your lifelines. And I simply, once you've got it here, even though it might feel you've got more hand on the club, move this up and down. Now look at this now. If I put tension on this, look how much this club is moving. So obviously wearing away quicker and wearing away a hole. Essentially what I was doing there was, as this club moves from backswing to downswing, there's always a lot of pressure, isn't there? There's a lot of movement of this club, and if we've not got our hand secured on it properly, we're in disaster zone. So that's point number 1. And from that you might think, well, you know what, club's moving in my fingers, I'll grip it tighter. No. That has to be a no-go area, because that's just going to simply put tension throughout our whole body and put us into disrepair and just make it go shorter, hit it further right. Get my point? Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 on our list is at the top of the backswing, and this is a killer for you slicers out there, moving into a position where we're excessively cupped. Okay, so if we're excessively cupped, this club has to come out my fingers. As we start our downswing, it comes back in. So this re-gripping and movement of the fingers is just exaggerated even more. The more friction, the more movement, the quicker we're buying a new glove. Okay, so there are 2 areas, our 2 disaster zones, right? And you can quite clearly see, if I was using a sledgehammer or was using something to batter something down, I had to clarify that, batter something down or chop a tree down, if we were re-gripping, we would get a bit of a sore in our hand, but also we wouldn't have much purchase or much force or much power. Sound like you're driving? Okay, let's move on to how we want to grip it, and this is really great on taking all the tension, take all the tension out of your grip, out of your swing, by actually holding it correctly and hitting it a little straighter. Now before we do that, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you are enjoying it, please do hit that thumbs up button, I would really appreciate it, and don't forget to join in the team and being really honest and open about how many gloves you go through each and every year. So make sure that thumbs up button, I really appreciate it. So we've got to think, our grip is our most important thing as we start, right? Because it really determines how our hands work on this golf club and how we deliver power. What a simple routine we can take to the course. You'll watch this today thinking, I've got a game tomorrow. I need this right. Okay, how do we get it right? Grip the golf club in the middle of the shaft here. Tilt it slightly away, and we're going to place it in our fingers. So you can see there, I've got it right at the base of my fingers, and then going to wrap my fingers around and make sure this meaty part's on top. I want you to complete that same process again as I had before. Move that club up and down here. Okay, it's always going to move a little bit, but think how much tension you're putting in there and how little it's moving and how much more movability you've got in these wrists. Quick grip check, Hogan style. Every finger off apart from your first finger. You've got the leverage that we're after. Okay? This is what we should be able to achieve. Okay? Now as you put that club down to the ground, 2.5 knuckles in our glove hand, crease putting into our right shoulder, and super simple this. Come into your back pocket, hands underneath, fingers on, both creases into our right shoulder. Now straight away, you'll have such a secure grip but no tension. Feel like you're squeezing, you must have heard this one before, right? Feel like you're squeezing a tube of toothpaste. You might have a good analogy, so get in the comments if you do have one that you think is going to help somebody else. We can tell everybody on here, might not be at the same golf club, right? Not our teammates, right? Okay, so get in the comments, is there any analogy that you use to take tension out of your grip and essentially out of your game? So less tension, more free flowing, easier to control this club face, but also easier to swing it a little bit faster. So on the golf course, routines, we like routines. So grip it, fingers on, my left hand on to start with as soon as I get on the tee. I can walk into the tee box. All I've got to simply do now, under and on, and I'm more likely to organise this club face with some control, with some power, not re-gripping, and it all changing. Lack of control, lack of power, big slices for days, or even off to the left, right? It could be absolute lottery to anything. Let's hit this one away. Wow, and we can enjoy driver so much more, even if we just hit one better to begin with. One's better than none, right? Run through that checkpoint. As I said, this video is great for everybody. Stop wearing out your glove. Make it look more like this. I'm not saying I'm perfect. It's taken a lot for me to get here. But hopefully you can hold the golf club correctly, not lose gloves, not lose golf balls, and just hit it further. No brainer, right? Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you've not already, please do subscribe to the channel and turn the bell on too. See you next time.